Hello, welcome back. My name is Ari, and it's time for another episode of Bizarre Drinks and Bad Books. And in this episode, the book we're reading is A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins. So this is the prequel, I guess, to the Hunger Games trilogy, which follows President Snow when he was a kid or like a young man. I don't know. I obviously haven't read it yet, and I've heard nothing but horrible things about this. So let's read it. As for the alcohol this weekend, we're going to be drinking Angel's Envy. Let's make our first drink and see what random concoction I come up with today. Okay, so our first concoction, Angel's Envy. We have a liberal pour. That should get us fairly drunk. And to that I am going to add Simply Peach, which is just peach juice. Never tried peach juice? It's kind of too sweet. Let's hope the alcohol cuts it. I've never done this combination before, so if it's really gross, we're gonna find out together. If anybody asks, it's just peach iced tea. That's kind of what it looks like. Yeah, that'll do us. All I taste is alcohol. Whew, that's drunk. What was that? Excuse me? Okay, so I fell asleep last night reading A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes because alcohol makes me tired, but I'm pretty good into it. And it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. This follows Coriolanus Snow, who's President Snow in the Hunger Games, when he was a teenager, and this is the 10th annual Hunger Games. And Hunger Games early on was not anything at all like the Hunger Games we saw in the Hunger Games, because early on, it was just like a sacrifice of children. They did the reaping at all of the districts. They chained up the tributes, put them in a cattle truck, sent them to the capital, dumped them in a monkey cage at the zoo, and let them starve for a couple of days. Then they dumped them all into like a old football field and then said kill each other, and no one wants to watch that. There's not the entertainment factor of the Hunger Games in the books that we know, and so they're trying to change that. So this is the first year that they have mentors, and they are teenagers from the capital who are mentors, and Coriolanus Snow was assigned to the girl from District 12. So, and so far I've gotten through all of the trials and tribulations of before the games, and then gotten through the games, and this girl has won. So I've got like I don't know, like a third of the book left. But the Hunger Games, the 10th annual Hunger Games, are done. And Coriolanus has like fallen in love with this girl while they're going through these trials. What I think is going to happen, because this is a villain origin story and we know he's kind of an evil man, and he specifically targets Katniss because she's the girl from District 12. I think it's going to be like an incel story where he's fallen in love with this girl. She is going to reject him for various reasons. Maybe she faked any attraction to him to begin with just to get him to help her. Maybe after the games are over and they try to start a relationship, she realizes it doesn't work out. But for somehow she's going to break his heart, and he's going to turn into an incel, and then what, 64 years later, he's going to punish Katniss based off of his reaction to this girl from the 10th Hunger Games. But yeah, so a lot of, but honestly, it's not that bad so far. There's no real, what is the word I'm looking for? There's no real big concern that anything's gonna happen to him. Like, there's scenes where he could die, but we know he's not gonna die, so that's a little but I'm gonna continue on. We'll see where this goes. I'm not actually going to read right now. I need to run some errands. I'm drinking coffee, and I won't start reading this book again until this evening, when it is appropriate to drink again and I have run a bunch of errands. So I'll check in with you later. Hello, apologies for the sound of the dishwasher in the background, but I need alcohol. So, today's drinking, it's really fucking cold outside, so we need something appropriate for cold weather drinking. So I'm gonna make a hot toddy. Now, is this even vaguely at all how you're supposed to make a hot toddy? I have no idea, but this is how I make hot toddies. So here we go. First things first, the bourbon or whiskey, whatever you want to use. And we need to put it in a mug because it's hot. Hot drink. Hot drink. Next, brown sugar. How much sugar should you use? I have no fucking idea. Use however much you want. Then tea. Tea is the next important step. Use any black tea, whatever suits your fancy of black teas. I'm going to use this cherry Christmas tea because it seems on brand for the season, but you could really use any at all. And the final step is hot water. Electric kettles are lovely. Let seep for the designated amount of time your tea needs to seep for, and ta-da, you have a delicious hot toddy to get you through the winter cold. Alright, so I went to edit this vlog and then realized that I hadn't recorded a wrap-up of what I thought about the book, so I figured that's important. We're gonna do it at my desk. Enjoy the new angle, I guess. So, it wasn't bad. Like, it wasn't as bad as I was expecting it to be. His origin story basically boils down to is he's a selfish asshole, and he was just kind of born that way. He's just one of those people who is inherently selfish. So what else do we need to know about this? The story itself is a little too on the nose. There is no reason to relate Snow so much to Katniss. Like, there's crossover, like the Hanging Tree song is apparently about Snow, and falling in love with a girl from District 12, going to District 12, like being at the locations that were really popular in the Hunger Games in District 12. That's just, it's not necessary. But yeah, so it just like, it's a little too on the nose, and then the conclusion is very unsatisfying. Like, it's a huge book. What is this? Like 500 something pages, and like it just wraps up so quickly. It's almost like Suzanne Collins got deep into this book and then was just like, oh shit, I'm hitting my page limit, I need to wrap this up. And like none of the questions are really answered. It doesn't really give so much of a villain origin story, and like the events that like go down at the end don't make any sense, if I'm going to be completely honest about it. I was very, very confused. That's basically it. So if you're really interested in the Hunger Games and just want like Hunger Games Easter eggs in a story that happened 64 years prior, because this was the 10th Hunger Games and Katniss participates in the 74th Hunger Games, so math, 64 years prior, then I guess this could be for you. It like I said, it's not bad, but it doesn't really add anything other than fan service. Anyway, that's pretty much it. I'll catch you in tomorrow's video.